everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ruby and today I'm going to be trying out Ohuhu markers. All the supplies I use in this video will be listed in the description below. Thank you so much to Ohuhu for reaching out and gifting me these supplies. The markers I received are the 48 pastel colors from their Honolulu series. These markers come in a zip-up bag so you can keep everything organized and easily grab whichever markers you may need. Plus, it makes the cleanup so much easier. You also get this plastic sheet to put behind your page to keep the markers from bleeding onto the next page. Later in the video, you'll see exactly why it's so useful and so nice to have. Also included in this set is this cool little booklet with all kinds of info about Ohuhu, their mission, the markers they provide, the colors they have, a blending guide, some FAQs, and a little tutorial on how to flip the marker nibs to reveal a new side. Lastly, it comes with this little sheet with all the colors in your set, plus a free colorless blender marker, and swatch cards so you can swatch all the markers and see what they look like on paper. The markers in this set are dual-tipped alcohol markers with a brush tip on one side and a broad chisel tip on the other. This is perfect for blocking in a lot of color and for those finer details. I wanted to show you here that the swatch cards have all the markers' names and numbers so you can easily find the right marker based on the cap. It's important to swatch your markers because the caps can be drastically different from the actual marker's color. So here's a quick little sped up marker swatching moment for you, and I hope you enjoy. Here's a close-up of all the colors in this set. Right away, I'm really drawn to the blues and greens. I'm a little disappointed in the lack of pinks in this set. In my opinion, I feel like they could have added more pinks and purples rather than all the grays. In today's video, I'll be working in the Ohuhu marker sketchbook. I also went ahead and made my own swatch sheet with the paper that comes in the sketchbook because the colors of the markers vary depending on the paper you use as well. For example, I practiced using these markers in my Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. For this page, I actually tore a page from the Ohuhu sketchbook and pasted it into my Strathmore sketchbook. You can see that the colors are more true on the Ohuhu paper because the Strathmore sketchbook uses more of an off-white, almost yellow-toned paper. And here I'm showing you that there's significant bleed-through on the back of the page. You'll see later that Ohuhu's paper has some bleed through, but I think it's more apparent in the Strathmore sketchbook. As I thought about what to draw for this video, I knew I wanted something with the blues and greens right off the bat. But because this is a specific pastel set, I knew I'd have trouble drawing anything that required darker hues. Luckily, both the blues and greens have a variety of shades to choose from, and I think that's initially why I was drawn to them. I knew I would have options for the midtones, highlights, and shadows. Obviously, this isn't an issue with their other sets, it's just because this is a pastel one, so they're supposed to be light. Unless you strictly work with pastel colors, or if you're using other media to add shadows, I wouldn't recommend this as a starter set. However, I do think they go well with any other collection just to add to their existing color options. And the great thing about Ohuhu is that their markers are super affordable, so it wouldn't break the bank to eventually purchase more than one set. This set costs $44.99 on their website, and at the time of editing this video, they're currently $39.99. That's basically 83 cents a marker. That's amazing. To put things in perspective, I know Ohuhu's markers are often compared to Copic markers, and the quality might be better, but the markers usually cost around $6 to $8 each, and if you do the math, it would cost around $300 on the low end to buy the same amount of markers in this set. And I don't know about you, but I just could not afford that right now. As a matter of fact, I haven't had a chance to really try any other alcohol marker brands because of how expensive they can be. So because of this, besides the price difference, I won't be comparing Ohuhu's markers to anything else on the market in this video. Anyway, getting back to the sketch, as you can see, I've been blocking in some color with the lightest shade of blue that I chose. There's no specific plan when placing the color, I'm just adding it to random places, but remembering to leave some empty spaces for potential highlights. It's always better to start with the lighter shades so you can build on them instead of going for the darker shades right away and not being able to build light from them. As you watch the video, you'll see that for the most part, I gradually work my way from the lightest to darkest shades of blue. You'll also see me build more color in those empty spaces as well. Here, I decided to add some pink to those empty spaces for the highlights because I thought it would be the perfect soft color to make this a little less cool toned. You can also see that I go over a couple of things with the first light blue shade to smooth everything out a little bit more. I also decided to go ham with the blender just to see what would happen. I find that the blender works better as soon as you place the initial color down. However, I didn't mind the harsh lines, so I wasn't worried if it didn't blend all the way. And as you can see, as soon as I laid down all the spots, it all kind of blended together anyway, so it was perfect. For the background, you'll see that I kind of just wanted this green jungle thing, lots of greenery and leaves, but I didn't want it to be perfect. So I kind of just made these like random leaf-ish shapes. And I know I said earlier that it's best to work from light to dark, but that's usually when working with something that requires layers. But with this background, I won't be layering anything, just placing the greens next to each other. Again, there's no plan when placing the colors, I'm just going with the flow. All I knew is that generally I wanted the same shades together, but I also wanted them to be everywhere, if that makes sense. I decided to line the leopard with a blue Stabilo liner pen just to add more shadow and separate it from the background. And here I'm just using a white gel pen to add the whiskers. On this next page, I already sketched out some fruit to work with a different color palette within this set. I also went over everything with color pencil at the end, just to show you how much more depth you can get by adding another medium on top of these pastel markers. Once again, I'm just going to block in color, moving from the lightest to darkest shades with no specific plan. I'm also going to lay over some parts and build from there until everything comes together. I love how everything looks so much better and sharper after adding the colored pencil. The shadows and texture really help make everything look way less flat. And again, here I am going over some things with that white gel pen just to add some highlights. Here's why it's so nice to have that plastic sheet, because I forgot to add it to this page and it did bleed through. Luckily, it only bled through one page and not multiple. Thanks again to Ohuhu for providing these supplies. I'm so happy with how these sketches came out, and I absolutely love the colors. As a beginner alcohol marker user, I'd definitely recommend Ohuhu's markers to anyone interested in trying out this medium. They're affordable, work great, and come in a variety of sets. Once again, if you're interested in trying these supplies out, I'll have links for them down below. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!